This is the biggest story unfolding before their eyes.
Surrounded by friggin' UFOs.
Of a UFO battle in orbit around Earth.
I believe that's 0428.
Lou Elizondo, a former ATIP military investigator, has came out and dropped bombshells yet again. Factual bombshells, that is. He's exposing the truth to a degree that hasn't been done before. He recently just released his book Imminent Disclosure, which exposes details of the UFO phenomena that have not been known to the public before. And I can assure you, all these details are factual details that have been passed by the intelligence sector through Lou Elizondo's non-disclosure agreement, which he's held under by the intelligence sector, like most UFO whistleblowers and intelligence agents that want to release the truth to the public, but can't, because it's the truth. And that's the funny thing, that supposedly there's no evidence of the phenomena, even though there's hundreds of thousands of videos, physical evidence, biological remains, and stories going throughout ancient history. But wouldn't you think if the phenomenon wasn't real, they wouldn't care about their intelligence agents supposedly making up stuff about aliens? See the contradiction here? In this quick video, I'm just going to run over a couple of the interesting things about Lou Elizondo's insight into the behind the scenes of UFO re-engineering and capture of UFO craft and how they operate in a couple clips he's done, because he's been all over the mainstream media lately. And also you can watch them try to throw questions in to try and ridicule him like they're told to do from their producers. And also the interesting thing is the connection between statements that Bob Lazar made and what Lou Elizondo is saying is real in terms of the operation of UFO craft. Firstly, we have Lou Elizondo explaining how the US American military have been planning to try and capture UFO craft, that's right, alien out of this planet UFO craft with military tactics.
We actually had at one point if you will, a trap set up to collect information on these UAP. I can only talk about it because I've now had approval by the Pentagon to talk about it. It has now been cleared for me to talk about it. But we had a plan to set up a real big nuclear footprint, something we knew would be irresistible for these UAP. And then once we started seeing these UAP with the trapper.
The second one, we have Lou telling the truth basically, and the mainstream media trying to discredit him slightly.
Are not made by humans, and they present a very serious national security issue. Lou Elizondo joins us first right here on CBS Mornings. Welcome.
Thank you. My honor and privilege.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, even if you don't believe in UFOs or you are someone that definitely believes that there is something out there, you talk about this idea of these crafts being created to, quote, be friends from out of town. What makes you so certain that they're not made by humans? And also, if I could, early in your book, you said when governments lie to their people, all of democracy is at risk. Do you think the government is lying? Now, that's got to be the most scripted and stupid question ever asked on live TV.
Well, we know that the government never lies, right? Iran-Contra, Pentagon Papers, Afghanistan withdrawal. No, unfortunately, the government is not this huge colossal machine, if you will. It's segregated into these little fiefdoms, if you will. And unfortunately, they don't always coordinate and talk with one another. As far as these vehicles not being made by humans, if you will, that's not me saying that. We have scientists, some of the top scientists that your taxpayer dollars have paid for them to conduct this research. And at the end of the day, when you're studying the material and you're studying the capabilities of these vehicles, and frankly, there's nothing that we have that compares to what these vehicles can do, the capabilities that they're demonstrating in front of us, then one has to ask, well, where are they from? And if it's not our technology and it's not some sort of adversarial technology, it's someone's technology. And
in a statement to CBS News, the Pentagon spokesman.
And basically, long story short, she goes on about some rubbish statement from the Pentagon saying UFOs aren't real. What a surprise. Thirdly, we've got Bryce Zabel from the Need to Know podcast explaining the propulsion that's detailed in Lou Elizondo's book.
To me, where he's talking about the bubbles. And the bubbles, they say, this is what he said, the bubbles accord around the UAP distorts the way light and other electromagnetic emanations interact with the UAP inside the bubble, which is, pretty interesting. I'm not a physicist, but what it comes down to, the way he describes it, is that you get the saucer shape because you don't want the saucer outrunning its bubble, and a bubble is circular. So that's one bubble. If you have a cigar-shaped thing, or tic-tac anyone, you have two bubbles, one at each end. And if you have one of those mysterious black triangles running around, you have three bubbles, one on each corner. And if you have a super large triangle, you have four bubbles, one on each corner and one in the middle. And if you have one of those huge damn boomerangs that people have seen, the ones that are ginormous, then you have five bubbles. So, that's kind of interesting stuff to me. And I found that something I wasn't quite clear on. And it means that somehow people within the program understand a lot more about what these things are and how they work than they have let on over the years. Because if this is true, as he points it out, then we're not getting the full story from people.
So it's the reactor here powering the gravity amplifiers. Gravity amplifiers output goes into the gravity emitters at the bottom, and that's a waveguide, which allows the emission of the gravity wave, which forms kind of a heart shape over the whole craft. That's how it creates its distortion. These gravity emitters can be swung all the way up to 180 degrees, and this allows the craft to essentially stand on two of them and hover, while this one swings up and creates a distortion in front of it, allowing the craft to slide forward. So that's how their low power mode, Omicron configuration operate. The Delta configuration uses all three, and unlike science fiction movies where you see flying saucers just flying along like that, they actually fly belly first.
And there you have it. Witness testimony from the 1980s connecting up with new allegations from military intelligence agents in the intelligence community that had the highest of highest clearances, such as Lou Elizondo and David Grush. The dots are connecting up. I just wonder, how long will it be until the truth leaks out? Because I know one thing for sure, the government will never release a thing, and the private sector will kill to keep this secret. Follow us on Instagram and follow my other YouTube channel, GTA Stories.